my name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here then welcome to my channel, and today's video is going to be my winter 2026 TBR. It does feel a little bit bad thinking ahead to 2026 with what I know are going to be like January, February, March reads at best, when what I really need to be doing is just focusing on December, completing my reading goal. But winter is technically here. I really just want a clean slate of TBRs. So yeah, that is what we are going to be doing today. I am also currently still in a reading slump. It is months long at this point. But I have 2 books and then 2 manga series to talk about today. I will have their content warnings linked down below in the description along with links to some resources, and let's go ahead and get into it. And we are going to start with Oathbound by Tracy Deonn, which is the sequel and 3rd and final book in the Legendborn cycle. And Legendborn follows our main character Bree Matthews, who after the death of her mother is accepted into a residential program at UNC. And this seems like it is going to be a good escape from everything that is going on in her life up until she witnesses an attack from a magical creature during her first night on campus. And this is an attack that introduces her to a secret society of Legendborn, who are individuals who hunt down these creatures, and it also introduces her to a powerful mage who is calling himself Merlin. This mage attempts to wipe Bree's memory of what she saw that night, however his failure to successfully do so unlocks Bree's own magic and also a hidden memory from the night her mother died. Bree then has to decide how far she is willing to go to get the truth. I feel like it's been forever since I've read anything from this series, and that's because it kind of has been. Like, I might need to look up a recap or something, and I probably actually should. But when I think of the winter, I think of the second book in this series, Bloodmark, because I read like 400 pages of it on the last day of whatever year that was to complete my reading goal that year. And that is a memory that has really stuck with me. And I loved that book, I loved the first book, and I'm hoping to really love this one as well because I really love this series. I went through like a Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur phase when I was younger, and this series gives me like equal parts of love and nostalgia for that part of my life, while also making present day me very happy with like all the characters and the magic and just the story itself. It's definitely one of the best YA series I've ever read. It's one of my favorite series just in general. And I already feel bad that this book has sat on my shelf for as long as it has, but like, it's really long. And I do really miss it, so I do want to read it. Next up, we have Foulheart Huntsman by Chloe Gong, which is the sequel to Foul Lady Fortune. And this is the sequel duology to the These Violent Delights duology, which is comprised of These Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends. And this follows our main character who, after a strange experiment saves her life, cannot die or age. She now uses her ability as an assassin for her country under the codename Fortune and gets assigned a mission to investigate a series of murders with another spy named Orion, where they must pretend to be a married couple for the sake of their mission. And speaking of my favorite series, or in this case favorite universes, I love this series so much. Like, it brings back the feelings and love that I felt for book characters that I had when I first started reading, which is part of why it's here. Like, it's here to help combat my reading slump. Am I sabotaging myself by having 2 books that are this long in my winter TBR? Quite possibly. But it's worth the try. I do really miss this series. I love all of the drama and the romance, and I love how this series like genuinely promises so much from the descriptions and just fully delivers and excels in all of the cool things that it sets out to do, while also really immersing you in the setting and the atmosphere. It's fun, it stresses me out because of how invested I am in it. I also really love the writing style, and again, it's been on my TBR shelf for what feels like an unacceptable amount of time, which isn't necessarily a guarantee that it's going to be read soon, but it is what I feel in my heart. Next up, we have A Sign of Affection by Sue Morishita. And A Sign of Affection follows our main character, who is a hearing-impaired college student named Yuki, after she has a chance encounter with a fellow student and friend of a friend named Itsuomi on a train. And the story follows these two as they learn to communicate with each other as their feelings grow, and they begin to let each other inside of their worlds. When I asked myself what manga series I wanted to focus on this winter, this series immediately came to mind. They're very winter-coded to me, and I feel like they have like important moments in the snow. And like the end of episode 1 is what made me fall in love with the anime in the first place, and like that scene that happened with happened in the snow. But yeah, I do really like the anime. There is one character in particular who I am not looking forward to seeing again because I actively hate him, but I'm going to try my best to ignore him and have a good time otherwise, because I really love our main character. The romance has some really good moments, and I really like the art style too. And finally, we have Medalist by Sue Tsuru Maikata. And this follows our main character Inori, who has always dreamed of becoming a figure skater. However, she is already what the skating world often considers to be too old, she's always had trouble at school, and her mother is fully against it. But despite all of this, the skating rink is the only place where she feels like she can be herself, and she ends up meeting Tsukasa, who is struggling with his own skating career path, and together they form a coach and student team who have an unshakable belief that they can prove everyone wrong. So this is one that I am assuming that I will not have caught up to by the time January comes, but I also make no promises there. I'm a few volumes in right now, and spoiler alert, for whenever my favorite anime of the year video comes out, I am very behind on the fall season of anime, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, this is one of my favorite anime that I watched in 2024. It is so cute and so heartwarming. I laughed, I cried, and I just really love the characters. It doesn't fully feel like the Yuri on Ice hole that is in my heart, but like it's made its own place in my heart while also slightly healing that pain with like the figure skating of it all. And I also just want figure skating in the winter. I also really like the structure and the pacing so far and the art style. And yeah, I'm a few volumes in. I still really like the characters and the comedy. It has a ton of heart and I think it's cute. And overall it just brings me a lot of joy, so I really want to keep reading it as soon as I can. Okay, so that is all that I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and answer the question that'll be around here if you want to do that, and hopefully I will see you here next time. Bye!